One. We're live, everyone. What is going on? Welcome to the show. Thank you all so much for being here. Anybody that's trickling in right now, thanks so much for taking time out of your day, spend with little old us. Anybody that's coming in after on the replay, thanks so much for taking time out of your day. We really appreciate it. What's going on, Jake? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good on this beautiful Monday. How are you, sir?
Wonderful, wonderful. A lot to talk about, a lot to dive into.
Yes, we do.
Um, Lakers. Did you get to see the Portland game?
I caught most of it. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What are your thoughts on the Portland game? And that's where we'll
Well,
start.
very first off, it was a hard game. Just take your eyes off. It was a
Yeah.
very entertaining game, like throughout, like from the beginning to start. I thought it was a really great played game. I think it showed like our resilience and our kind of will to fight back when we get down by a little bit, and not to
Yeah.
panic, not to get too crazy. Um, Man, so much were happening. I, I do think we still shot a little like way too many threes. And we only made six. I think we were like 6 from 33 or something
Yeah.
like something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like we're like 6 from 33. We're getting out rebounded again, like
Getting
9 or 10
killed
rebounds. I
on the
know,
rebound.
and it's like the thing is too like mostly offensive rebounds too. Like that's what I'm like, But one thing we really did good at, like, and I really, really, really paid attention throughout the course of the game is our possessions and our like turnovers. We didn't create too many turnovers, and they weren't like crazy, like crucial, like like the worst possible moment, like turnovers like we've had in the past. We didn't like have those two or too many of those, I should say. But so no, I thought we really did good at like taking care of the ball, making good passes, making good reads, and actually, just making good decisions on the court. I do think we need a little bit more production from our bench players, like Kendrick Nunn, another like like 0 point game. And it's not necessarily all about the points that show up in like in the stats of how you help your team, but we need more production from Kendrick Nunn. You know what I mean? He's a scorer, so like
Agreed.
we need more production. But overall, I thought we fought. I thought we played a hard game. I thought we played aggressive. I thought we really, really, like like actually like wanted to win the game. And actually, we showed that we like wanted to stay in there and wanted to like win. But I will say that last like minute or so, that was rough.
Yeah.
That was a little rough. Now I will say we nearly, besides that shot, could you agree with me? We almost nearly played that stretch perfectly, nearly. Besides that questionable shot.
The
So
Russell Westbrook 2 for 1.
yeah. And okay, look, and here's my thing too. Like I watched the play like over and over. Like after the game was finished, like I watched the play and I just over and over again, and I was kind of thinking like, what was he trying to think in his mind? Was it a confidence thing? Was it like, hey, I didn't read the situation correctly? Was it like one of those J.R. Smith moments where you're like, whoa, should have done that? And it could have been like, these are professionals. It happens, more times than not. But I don't know. And they even asked Russ about it after the game, and he doesn't even know.
He was trying to be a hero, and that's
I
the problem. And like, look, like a lot of people, of course, want to blame Russell Westbrook for that loss. It wasn't solely on him. Now,
I don't blame him
that shot
actually.
was
No.
inexcusable. That shot shouldn't have happened. That is something that he can't do. Can't do that. You have you're if they were down, if they were down one, okay, maybe you're trying to get a quick bucket, trying to get possession, going the 2 for 1.
Yeah,
But even then, it's kind of questionable. Try to get the best shot possible. Um, the
because
thing
I
is,
believe it was 1-on-1, 102, right? Yeah, one
yeah,
on
something
one,
like that.
102. Yeah,
Yeah,
then
something
we
like
were
that.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, we were up one at that time when he took the shot, and then
yeah,
the problem is that like he like then the reason I say it's not solely on Russ is
yeah.
because you're not up 8 with 1 minute and 45 seconds left and lose that game because of one player and one bad shot. A
No,
lot
no,
of
no, no,
people
no.
highlight that and go, "Oh, see, look, where like you don't lose a game on one shot." Now, was that a bad shot? Sure. Was that something that he shouldn't have done? Sure. But he's got to be better than that. He knows better than that. But it was a collective effort. I do think and kind of question Darvin Ham even inserting him into the game, um, just because like we didn't need him. Like if we were down, 5 or something like that, and it's like, all right, let's put Russ in the game because he can generate points quick if he can get going. He's up and down coast to coast, like kind of like, let's get that. Okay, fine. But is that what
Not to
happened?
mention he didn't have a great game to begin
Yeah,
with.
he
You
did.
know what I
He
mean?
did
So
it. I mean, he didn't have a terrible game, but he didn't have a great game. He was still good defensively. He's still fighting defensively, which I
I
like.
mean, Walker had a
Um,
better game than him too. I
yeah,
mean,
it's just the thing is that like they got like they that wasn't a position to put him in
yeah,
regardless. And and look, I'm not trying to deflect blame from, like I said, Russ deserves blame for that shot. But I just seen so many people blame Russell Westbrook for that loss. And it's like it's not just him. Like
no, it's
LeBron
not because you think
LeBron
of how many
loosened
missed
up on
shots led them to that
defense.
point.
LeBron took a couple bad shots towards the end of the stretch. Like,
Yeah,
Anthony Davis got that fifth foul and then just became unaggressive. Like all of these things, it's several little things that become a factor.
yeah,
Um, and this game in general was inexcusable. You got like that's a game that you have to win. You're
you do.
winning. You're up 8. You're off to a rough start, 2-0 or 0-2, and you got the Denver. You got Minnesota, and then you got Denver again in a 3-game slat. Like now, like you win one of the. If you win that game against Portland, now you're 1-2. Let's say you beat one of Denver or Memphis, or not Memphis, Minnesota.
Yeah,
Let's say you beat one of them. Now you're 3-2, and
which is
then
two tough
let's
matchups
say you beat
anyway. So
yeah,
it's
and then
like,
let's say you
yeah,
beat Denver in the second game in a row. Right now you're 3-3, and
yeah,
now worst case you can at least be patient and not rush. Problem is now it's like if you're Rob Pelinka and the Lakers, do you have a bit of panic mode set in of like, you know, hey, we're 0-3. We let's say we lose to Denver and Minnesota. Now it's like we're 0-5. Can we really give 20 games in the season? It just runs the risk of panic mode.
yeah,
Where if we would have beaten Portland, it changes the conversation, it changes the narrative, at least for now, at least for a little bit.
yeah,
Because it's like, okay, we got a game that we should have won. Great.
yeah.
We could have easily been 3-0, right? If we just hit a couple shots. I mean, as poorly as we're shooting, we're still in most of those games. And you could still make an argument for that we could have won all 3 of those games and be 3-0. And I don't think we're going to shoot 20% the entire season. I think somebody needs to get hot. And because the thing is too is that like when you're shooting, right? Vibes and all that stuff, everything plays a role, right?
Yeah.
So when everybody is shooting like, poop, it's YouTube, gotta be careful. When everyone's shooting like poop and you're trying to get back into the flow with it, you're trying to knock down shots, it's hard. And but like if like say LeBron, who is a solid shooter now, if he just started a game like 3 of 4 from 3, I
Yeah.
really think that other guys would start knocking down shots because you see the ball go in. Right now, they're just jacking up threes and they're not seeing the ball go in. And they're like, man. But if you get 1 or 2 guys that start knocking down the 3 ball, all of a sudden other guys get confident, other guys start.
Yeah.
And also in general, I think I don't know why we shoot so many threes.
Six
I
for
don't.
33? Like
Yes.
what?
Well, but I
Like
mean, like yeah, we
I
took
can see
less threes, but
15 for 33,
yeah,
but like
like it's
six
just
for 33, like
especially when you're shooting so poorly.
that's what
You
I'm
know,
saying. I don't mind taking a lot of threes if you make close to 40. We'll settle for 40%. It doesn't have to be 50 instead of 40, 30%, but like better than 6 for 33.
I mean, yeah, they're shooting 21% on the season. Like that's not going to get it done. Like, but the thing is we have the best defense in the league right now. So
Yeah.
we're there defensively. We just need to be there. We just need to figure out the offense. Like, and I do think once things start averaging out, we will be better. Like we have some blatant holes. Obviously shooting, obviously is a blatant hole, but
Rebounding.
rebounding, we're
Yeah.
getting killed on the boards. And just like size in general, right? Like, and that's why like the Hornets trade is one that has been thrown out there. And like one of the reasons I think the Hornets trade is such a great trade is because it solves a little bit of everything. Because it gives us size, it gives us 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
rebounding. We need to do a better job of team rebounding. Like you
Yeah.
see, like Golden State is a great example, right? They're small. They've always been small, but they're always a really good rebounding team because everybody gets after the rebounds,
Yeah.
right? It's not just Anthony Davis going and grabbing board. It's
Yeah.
everybody. If we get everybody, I mean, Josh Hart had what 16 rebounds or something like that the other night. Like, why is their smallest guy on the court getting the most rebounds? It
Yeah.
does like that shouldn't be happening. And look, Josh Hart is an
And
excellent rebounder for
yeah.
a guard. You know, he is a really good rebounder. So I don't want to take anything away from Josh Hart, but still, I mean, we have size, and I think we need to play bigger. I really do. I think we
Yeah.
need to play bigger and we need to play faster. Like I really do. I think we
We can't have both though. No, I don't think we can.
yeah. I
Not with
mean, when I mean
not with our
bigger, I
lineup.
don't necessarily like Damian Jones can run. Like why not start Damian Jones at the 5? Why not go Damian Jones, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Walker, and there you go. Now
So
you
you're
got
saying that
size, you got
you're
length,
not starting AD?
no, I'm saying AD at the 4.
Oh,
So you got
sorry, you did. Sorry, my bad.
maybe I didn't say AD. Sorry, but I'm saying like you have Jones at the 5,
Yeah.
Davis at the 4, LeBron at the 3, Walker at the 2, and Russ at the 1. Yes, you probably don't have great 3-point shooting, but we're not great shooting threes right now anyway. So, but at least that way we're going to get rebounds. We're going to score. If Walker can knock down some threes, LeBron and Davis, you got some guys that can knock out threes. Like, just run. You got Russ, run.
Yeah.
That or they
Yeah.
need to bring Russ off the bench. Like as much as Russ might
Yeah,
not like
one of the
it,
two.
I
Yeah.
just think at this point you got to shake something up. I don't think it's panic mode in the sense of like, just trade both first round picks and let's go. Like, I don't think it's that bad, but I do think they need to start tweaking some things. And I think a simple tweak that might help everybody is moving Russ off the bench. At least try it. Try it these
Absolutely.
next 3 games against
Teams are
Denver.
afraid. They're afraid to bench him. I don't know why. They're like I don't know. Like they're almost like they're afraid to like bench Russell. And like the thing is, like all
They don't
3
want the
games.
drama.
Yeah, exactly. And all 3 games they have told the same story because we've had trouble rebounding in all 3 games, and except for the Russ situation because the Russ situation he played great in game 1, so it wasn't necessarily like that. He hasn't been the issue. I'm not looking at Russ for like, oh, he's the reason why we lost 3 straight games. But I do agree with you when you say rebounding is a huge issue and shooting is a huge issue. Like because it's like 33 threes. That's not. I don't think. Yeah, we shot less threes, but like again, it's like not necessarily about how much we shoot if we can at least make 30, 35, 40%, you know what I mean? Just not 22%.
Yeah. We gotta start knocking down shots. Like it's gotta average out. It's gotta like I don't think it's have like panic mode. Like I think that you need to tweak something up. I think that there needs to be some of it, like I said, moving Russ to the bench, something like that. I mean, if you want to keep AD at the 5, fine, keep him at the 5, LeBron at the 4. I mean, that's kind of working. But it's not helping with rebounding is my concern. Like LeBron and Davis are getting killed on the boards. And unless we can team rebound better, I don't see that changing. So it's like, what else do? We add size. Like the only
Gotta
thing
put
we
a
could
better
do,
rebounder.
yeah, put like I said, Damian Jones at the 5, AD at the 4, and then at least we have size and just experiment, just see if it works. Like I know a lot of people don't want LeBron at the 3, but it's just like you got to do so. Like we're getting killed on the rebounds, and it's like we're not a good shooting team. And yeah, if we add Damian Jones to the 5, we're still not a good 3-point shooting team. But it doesn't like at least you might solve one problem. You're still going to be good
And
defensively. You're still going to get rebound. Like, go ahead.
I don't think we should be designating LeBron to get rebounds anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a great rebounder, or he can be, but like I just don't think at this point in his stage in his career, like we need him doing other things. You know what I mean? Like we don't necessarily need him getting rebounds. Like we need him like creating space, like switching up plays, like calling screens, things like that. Like I would much rather see that than versus him down there with AD trying to get rebounds. You know what I mean? I just don't feel like he's better off utilized. I think away from trying to rebound. So you think
That or move
Jones would fix that problem?
that or
Over
move
like
LeBron. That or move LeBron to point guard again. I know he doesn't want to play point guard, but it's like, dude, you're the best point guard we have. Like I know it sucks, but do you want to be 0-20 or do you want to win some games here? Have LeBron play the one and then just go big. Have LeBron at the one, Walker at the two, JTA at the three, Davis at the four, and Jones at the five. Go that route. Just go big and
Yeah.
long and lengthy, right? You're gonna be good defensively. Like I said, you're not a good 3-point shooting team anyway. So why not? But now you have switchability. You have a bunch of guys, like all guys could guard 1 through 5. Like your smallest guy on the court is Walker. Like
Yeah.
that's good.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Walker has a 7-foot wingspan. So at least you're long and lengthy. Like I just think like
But are they gonna
you
be able to
gotta
run though? Are they gonna be able to run back and forth? Are they
yeah, I
gonna be
mean,
able to
yeah,
run?
because the slowest guy on
Well,
the court would
Walker,
be
yeah, but
But Damian Jones is, he's actually a great runner for a center. And I mean, they were
yeah,
giving him all kinds of lobs and stuff. Like, I think that or if you want to keep if you want it, like let's say you want to keep 80 at the five, fine, then keep 80 at the five, and then go, LeBron, go like LeBron Walker, or no, sorry, LeBron, yeah, maybe go LeBron Nunn, uh Walker, JTA, and Davis. And just have LeBron run point. None at least gives you some 3-point shooting, right? And just
if he
maybe
can
go
shake out the
that way.
cobwebs, because yeah, maybe, but like you said, maybe starting is what none needs at this point, because it's like maybe it's like a Reeves where like he just plays better with the starters because
Maybe. I mean,
yeah,
it's
I
it's,
don't
it's
know.
a possibility. I mean, I just think they got to shake. You got to shake something up. You're 0-3,
Yeah,
doing what you're doing is not working. So
I wouldn't say we could have easily been 3-0 if we just made a few shots. I would say we could be 2-1. I don't know if that Golden State game, even if we would have shot great. I mean, we could have been there. It would have came down a close game. I'm not saying we would have won
I
or
mean,
lost, but
look at it
for
like
sure,
this.
at
If
least 2-1.
look, I know. I think at least we're 2-1. I agree with that. I
No,
think
at least,
at the very least, I think we're 2-1. But
because that was probably the
the
hardest
reason,
game for them so
yeah,
far. I think so.
well, I think we could have beaten the Warriors because like if we just shot even 33% from three, we were probably up 20 at halftime.
We
Like the
shot
way
twenty
that game,
percent that game, right?
yeah,
20%.
we were what? We were 10. That was the game we were 10 for
Y-
40 or whatever.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
crazy like
So
that.
I
Yeah,
mean, if we were and we shot like 25 of those threes in the first half, or 20 of those
yeah,
threes. So like if we were like, you know, 8 of 20 in
yeah,
the first half, we're probably up. Instead of being down 7, we're at least winning the game. So,
yeah,
the third quarter was rough for us, but guys weren't hitting shots. Like we were competitive until guys just stopped shooting, and then the defense
yeah.
got laxed. And but if guys are hitting shots, the defense get lax. I'm not saying we would have won for sure, but I think
Yeah.
we would have had a decent chance. Is
And the thing
my
is,
point.
like, the majority of our threes aren't even bad threes. Like, we're
They're
getting
not. They're just not
great
hitting
looks.
shots.
So, like, if I'm Darvin Ham, like, at practice, I'm like, look, first whatever hour of whatever practice, like, literally shooting lines, everybody just shoot, like, just literally just shoot until like your arms start to feel like you're gonna fall off. Because like, I don't know if we're like working on our shooting in practice. You know what I mean? Like, I really wish I knew, but it
But
doesn't look like it.
but that's why I think like if guys start hitting shots, I think we'll be good. Like,
Yeah,
and just in general, like we
fire whatever
need,
shooting coach we have and hire.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, or whatever. I don't even think it's that.
something.
I just think confidence is low when it comes to shooting right now.
Yeah,
And I think if we got, like I said, if against the Nuggets, if like LeBron and like, I don't know, if like LeBron and Walker just start hitting threes. And I'm not saying they have to go like 6 of 6, but I'm saying
yeah,
like let's say LeBron starts like 2 of 2 from three, and Walker starts like 2 of 2 from three. I really think other guys will start knocking down threes just because they'll see right now everybody's shooting shots and everybody's seeing the ball not go in the hoop.
yeah,
And so it brings down morale where, if a couple guys start knocking down threes, then guys like, okay, the net starts widening, and
yeah,
it looks like it starts opening up a little more. Right now the hoop looks this small and you got a ball
yeah,
this big, and they're
yeah,
just like there's no way we can make it in there. Where it's like I do think if guys start knocking down shots, I think we'll be in a better position, just in general, obviously. But I do think guys will start knocking down more shots. I think guys will start feeling like, okay, like we can hit shots, you know?
So you're saying right out the gate, like LeBron should just try to get them, or like LeBron, like a Walker, or maybe even none, because just because none can
I'm not
shoot, but
saying
like
like force it. I'm saying like if I'm saying like let's say LeBron, you know, because LeBron loves to shoot threes now.
yeah,
So like let's say LeBron shoots, you know, three early threes and he knocks down like two out of those three. And
yeah,
Walker knocks down a couple wide open looks, right? And AD maybe knocks down an open look. And let's say, you know, to start the game, you know, we take 7 threes and we're like 4 of 7, or
four. So
we're,
yeah, yeah,
you know, 5 of 7. I think that'll open it for a lot more guys. Like I think now JTA and Patrick Beverly and guys, because they're seeing the ball go in the hoop. And
yeah,
right now, that's the problem. They're jacking up shots, and not just that. I think the shots become more lax because right now everyone just seems so tense, you know, because everybody's
yeah,
like, you know, they're just jacking up
yeah.
shots and just like, you know, like ah man, I'm like,
I'm like,
I've been,
I'm
it's
open.
been,
Ah,
yeah, it's been 3 games and I'm, you know, 1 of 12. Like, you know,
yeah,
and that starts dwelling on, especially when you're not like an elite shooter or scorer or something. You know, guys like Kobe, he could go 0 of 20 and he still thinks, oh, I'm the best shooter on the court. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
not everybody has that mentality. Most role guys, when they're not knocking down shots, they're that's why like guys like, you know, like Duncan Robinson. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like when he's not knocking down shots, he's unplayable because he gets in his own head. And then he'll go 0 of 4. And now it's 0 of 10. And now it's 0 of 15. And it's like, all right, man,
yeah,
it's been 3 games. Like you need a reset. Come sit on the bench. Where I think
yeah.
if guys see, okay, shots are falling, I think that really sort of like would open up for other guys. You know?
Well, I was about to say, we need Russell's confidence like instilled on like the other members of the
Yeah,
team,
everybody.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
He's not afraid to shoot. But hey,
No, no, right?
let's jump into the chat a little bit here. What's going on, Speedy? Never give up, never surrender. That is right.
That's
That is
right.
right. What is
Tell
it,
him.
Toy Soldiers? What's going on, Austin? Appreciate you. We're a top defense in the league. Yes. We can't
Facts.
waste this year. I agree. But I don't think it's panic mode yet. I just think we need we got to just, yeah, like Speedy said, like we're not going to panic. We can't panic yet. You know, we got to let things unfold. Like I said, a little adjustment, a little change here and there, I think we'd be good. Right now, we are a number one defensive team in the league by way of defense efficiency. Just watch the fourth quarter. Yeah, we're really good. The game was tied with LeBron, got the easy dunk. So the only thing that matters are the events that happened after that dunk. We were up 7 with 1:45 to go, and Russ was on the floor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't lose a game when you're up on one person. It just doesn't happen.
No.
Rob better not wait 20 games to bust a move. If he does, this man is drunk. No, I mean, they got to be patient. You can't just do it. No, it's better to have one bad year than several bad years. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just do a deal to just do a deal. And now we're stuck. And it's like, you know, and we're still terrible. And it's like, well, this is the team we got for the next 4 years because, you know, we did a deal and it's like the deal didn't help us or save us in any way. And now we're stuck,
Yeah.
you know?
It's like getting a job. Like you have it. It's like if you have a job and like the job that you have is just not working out. You like you can't stand it. You like you hate it or whatever. But then you see like, oh my goodness, here's another way to go. And you see another job. But then you get to that other job and you find out this job has some BS too. So like it's like the same thing.
The grass isn't always greener.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's not always good. Russ needs to come off the bench. I wouldn't mind it. I think they should try it. Like, you got 3 games with Russ starting. Bring him off the bench for like 2 or 3 games and see if it works.
Yeah. See if
You know,
it works.
if it doesn't work, put him back in. You know, if it does work and you win, like let's say you beat. Look, and Minnesota doesn't look that good. Didn't Minnesota lose today? If I'm not
They
mistaken,
did.
I think.
I believe so. Hold on.
Yeah, Minnesota lost to the Spurs. So Minnesota's not. It's not like Minnesota's killing it. Like, you know, like we could beat Minnesota's beatable. Denver hasn't really been killing it either. I know they beat the Warriors and stuff, but they're not like killing it.
My thing is why can't I can't see him not buying in, but then I watch him in like after game interviews and like Russ and like how he responds to the press and the media, and like you can just tell like some questions he doesn't even want to like answer, like but that's just how Russ is though, like but like I don't know, I don't know, I feel like you're right though. I feel like he is gonna make a big deal if he has to come off the bench. It's gonna be he's gonna cause waves. He might, I don't know if it's gonna be good for the locker room. um but I don't know. I don't know. I think
I
it's the
think
best for them right now. But
yeah, I think you got to at least try. Oh,
Yeah.
it's Storm. Stop taking threes. I feel it. We would have beaten Golden State, but Lakers could beat 2-1. Yeah, I mean, I think we could have beaten Golden State too, but I think at least we would be 2-1 right now. And I think you can make like I just think you look at all the games and you can make an argument that like we should have won every game. The only game that I guess, like I said, I could see us not winning was the Warriors game. Like the Clipper game, we should have won.
Yeah.
The Blazers game, we definitely should have won. Like, that game
Yeah.
was inexcusable. Um,
Dame being Dame.
I agree. The defense is legit. It is. I wanted to get your thoughts on if y'all think Russ is a liability out there. I don't think he's a liability out there. I just think he needs to make better decisions at times. Like he's been solid defensively. He's been contributing. He hasn't been turning the ball over. Like he's done a lot of the things that like people like we were hoping he would do.
Yeah.
I just I don't think he should close games unless he's just hot. And this is something I said from day one. Even on the As It Stands Lakers channel, like I said like play Russ. I thought Darvin Ham would play like start Russ, play him so however many minutes, and then operate him as like the sixth man in a majority of the way. And so far, he hasn't really done that. And I said that if he was going like if don't close games with him unless you absolutely have like he's just
He's
on
never been
fire.
a closer.
Yeah, I mean he just hasn't been
His
And,
whole
like,
career, he's never been a closer.
Yeah, so I mean, unless he's shooting the lights out or just playing a hell of a game where it's like, dude, this guy's playing too good, we can't take him out of the game, right? Unless it's something like that, I think you gotta just have him sit and not close out games. But I think it's his decision making at times. But again, like the Lakers didn't lose that game solely on Russell Westbrook. Like he didn't help, but they didn't lose the game on just him.
Yeah.
Still haven't watched the entire game. How did Troy Brown Jr. look? He looked like a guy that hadn't
4
played
points, 4
in
rebounds.
like 4 weeks or a month or whatever. That's what he looked like. I mean, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't great. Like again, he looked like a guy that hadn't played in a while. It's going to take some time for him to get his legs.
He did out rebound like most of the bench, or actually all of the bench. Actually, I think most of the bench. That's right.
I believe so. Yeah. But real quick, don't forget to like this video. We got 30 people in the stream, which is wonderful. Appreciate it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed.
Absolutely.
Help us out. We're trying to grow the channel. We're at 2676. Can we get to 2680? That'd be awesome. I'm sure there's 4 of you that aren't subscribed. Kendrick Nunn needs to be shipped out too. He's terrible. He's not terrible. He's just having a bad start. Kendrick Nunn is nice. He's having a funk just like anybody else.
It's a confidence thing too,
I think they should switch one of the bigs for Whiteside. I wouldn't mind them giving Whiteside or like DeMarcus Cousins a look right now, just because we need size. But
do you like Whiteside?
I'm surprised Whiteside doesn't have a job right now. His is more just locker room issues. He's not bad. Like he's a good shot blocker, good rebounder. He's just not, he thinks he's better than he is. His is just like a locker room issue. But I wouldn't mind Whiteside. I really like Whiteside. I made a video earlier today and I even mentioned Whiteside. Like, should the Lakers look at Whiteside? Troy Brown did play solid defense. Yes, that he did. I'd rather have Whiteside and Cousins over Jones and Bryant. I think Bryant's gonna make a good impact when he gets back. I just think he's gotta get back to being healthy. Cousins, the reason Cousins doesn't have a job is because he's not like you can't play him more than like 8 minutes a game
because he's injury prone.
Yeah, and he's not the same guy. He doesn't have athleticism. He's just he becomes a liability at times. Where Whiteside, I wouldn't mind them taking a look at Whiteside. I think Whiteside would really help with our rebounding and shot blocking down low.
Would you give up Jones or Bryant though? Would you, if you had to like give up one?
I don't think you really have to give up either. I would get rid of, like, if you were going to get rid of anything, I'd get rid of Winning Gabriel. Get rid of Winning Gabriel and bring in Whiteside, and then because Thomas Bryant could play the 4 for you if you needed him to. So I think that's the route you'd go. But Jason Dyer coming in hot with the $2 super chat. Celtics fan here, but here for support. Well, thank you, Jason. Hey, the Celtics took that L today, but no, Celtics look good. Celtics look really good, and I appreciate you, Jason. Jason's
Thank you,
awesome.
sir.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of like all the channels, Fate Decided, all that stuff. That's where I originally met him, and he's great. He's awesome. I really appreciate you, Jason. Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you
you, Mr.
for your
Jason.
support as always. Uh, where were we? Here we are. No, 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 no. Moving Braun back to the three is a really bad idea. The shift to AD and Braun at the 5 and 4 is part of the reason the defense is better. I do agree. I do think our defense is better with AD at the 5 and Braun at the 4, but it's just we're getting
But our
killed.
offense is lacking though.
Yeah, and we're getting killed rebounding wise. And I think you need to switch something up.
Yeah, you do.
I think you got to shake something up. And look, I don't think LeBron can guard many of the fours, or sorry, many of the threes. I think it does help having him have to guard some of the fours, but I think they got to do something, which is my problem. They got to do something. Let's see. I hate to say I told you so, but told me what? He needs to go ASAP. Russell Westbrook, we can't just rush a trade. We can't rush trade just to rush trade. We have to add Damian Jones at the 5 against Minnesota, maybe even Denver, and they're going to get so many second chance points. I agree. I think against Denver, you could probably get away with it. I just worry about AD having a bane with the Joker. But, I mean, LeBron can guard Aaron Gordon. Like, I don't think that's a problem. I do think they should start Damian Jones at the 5 against Denver.
Yeah, that matchup.
Not Denver, Minnesota. I think.
I would say Denver because you're gonna need it.
I don't mind them starting him at the 5 against both those teams, but I think against Denver you can get away with it because again LeBron can guard Aaron Gordon, but Joker. I worry about the Joker just banning Anthony Davis and just running the risk of him getting hurt. But I definitely think against Minnesota you got to try that. Because I think you got to put AD on Cat. Not just that, but I think Cat will get Cat loves to get in foul trouble. He loves to get in foul trouble. So if you have AD,
he has a temper too.
Yeah, and he's got to try to guard AD. Good luck.
Yeah,
I think he'll get in foul trouble pretty quickly. No, that's because Braun was playing center after AD got hurt for less in a particular game. They forgot the reason that 2020 team was so good is because of how much bigger we were than the other teams. Yeah, I mean we need some size and rebounding. That's my only problem. That's the only reason I would consider moving. That's why I'd consider moving AD at the 4, just because I think it would help you rebound better. And we're already not making shots, so it's not like you're like, oh man, like we lose shooting putting Damian at the 5. It's like, what shooting? So you might as well just embrace the size, like I don't know. That's just me. I mean, at least experiment with it. I'm not saying like you have to do it full time. Like try it like 2 games. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
He really needs to switch up. If he comes out against Minnesota and Denver with the same lineup, I don't know. I want to see him switch it up.
I love seeing y'all anxious because the Lakers are proving me right night after night. Don't even need to say anything. Look, Lakers will be fine. We'll see how it goes. It's a long season. Still 79 more games. 28, 2-1, yes, no chance we had a shot at beating the Golden State Warriors. I disagree. Because, look, we were in that game in the first half, and if guys were knocking down shots, I think we would have been good. I mean, we would have definitely had a lead at halftime. I don't think the defense would have gotten laxed because, we were hanging in there. We had a lead. I think it would have just been a completely different game. And I don't even think they needed to shoot lights out.
Just enough to turn the momentum.
Yeah, just to change it. To be honest, I never favored AD playing the 5 unless fourth quarter or the playoffs. My only concern with AD playing the 5 is just him getting injured, having a bang with the big guys. There's not many sizable 4s.
It's because he's not a true 5. Like, I mean, maybe in today's league, because it's more of a smaller 5, he's not a true like traditional 5. And I think the traditional 5s, Joker, Giannis, like it's hard to really compete with those guys because
he goes against the more sizable, like
Yeah.
Zubac. Like he struggled with him because he's just big. It's just a big body in the paint that's just causing mayhem and trouble. You know.
On top of AD's knees, it's like that body, play after play, just play. Yeah.
Good news is that the Nets just lost again, so that's good. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to us.
Warriors, I think 2-1.
Yeah, I just got to that. Yeah, but some of these comments are just back and forth between people. I'm trying to find something that's us. Here we go. We need to make threes and get more rebounds. That's it. Russ needs to be traded. I do think that they trade Russ sooner or later. I don't think they trade him. I don't think he's going to get traded in the next like week or whatever, unless they just find a deal that's like really good. But I don't think they're gonna. I still don't think they're gonna rush a trade.
You think more like it won't be the Buddy Hield trade. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I hope not. I mean, Miles Turner's already hurt, so it's like, you know,
from shoot around.
Joking about spank Lakers on Wednesday. We'll see. They don't look that hot either. Lakers will start 0-6. Probably. I mean, unless something changes and turns around, you might not be wrong. Braun shooting logo threes isn't helping. I agree. He's not. No. He's not helping the situation. Playing AD at the 5 for big minutes will get him hurt and gives us zero hope. I agree with that, especially against the sizable guys. I think you can play him at the 5 against certain ones, but well, I have hope. I still believe. He did get hurt playing the 4 also. He's got hurt playing the 4 or the 5. So far, he's been all right. Do you think the Lakers better off sending Russ home to clear the bad air and vibes around the team? I feel like if Lakers don't have to see him, no more things will rejuvenate. We also got an extra body now in Troy Brown. I feel like at this point he's hurting us more than helping us. And always, if you really think about it, I don't disagree with you. I just don't think the Lakers can afford to send him home right now. I really don't. I think they got to at least try to make it work. And not just that, but like, because if you make it work, now you start having, and I'm not saying like make it work to the sense of like all of a sudden we're a contending team, but I'm just saying like, we win a couple games, it changes the narrative. It makes us not as desperate in trades. If we send him home, that's a signal we just gave up. Like that's it. And now we have nothing. Like teams are going to, even a bad trade, teams are going to be like, well, we want both first. Either that or just keep Russ at home. And I don't think we're good enough to just send Russ home. I understand the addition by subtraction thing, but you're better off just like bringing Russ off the bench and playing him 10 minutes than just sending him home and getting nothing, because he's still giving you good value. And start, like, I know people are going to say he's not good value because he's $47 million. I don't care about his contract. I mean, like, what is he playing like? And I do think he's playing defense. He's doing all the little things that we need him to do. His just decision-making at times is terrible. And so I think that if they just kind of manage him and only put him in spots to where his decision-making is kind of nullified and it doesn't really matter as much, then I think he can be effective. I think he can help put some points on the board and put some wins in the win column. But I just think that, I don't think the Lakers can just send him home. As much as many of us would probably like that, but I just don't think he can. AD will get hurt playing in the paint, put him with another big, and he'll be around for the playoffs, hopefully. I hope so. Furthermore, AD doesn't want to play at the 5. I agree, he doesn't. I mean, he's been very open about that. Let's see. Detroit might be the only team we could beat. No, we could beat more than just Detroit. But
Detroit.
Like I said, we should be at least 2-1. We just need to do a better job of closing out games. We did a better job in the third quarter, just closing out games. We saw a preview of Braun and AD with wings, and that's what we need help. Plus, 1 or 2 more legit threes. Yeah, we need a couple. We need a couple things. I agree. They need to start putting Westbrook in his place.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
They just don't
Yeah.
want the headache and drama. No, I agree with you. Yeah, they just don't want the headache and the drama. Uh, our offense is only last because of our high volume miss from threes. Yes, if we were even 30% from three, we'd probably be 15 in offense and first in defense. I agree. Um, some fantasy stuff, if you could, would you trade AD into first for Jalen Brown? People don't seem to realize how good Jalen Brown is. I can't believe I believe can be a number one option chance. So, fun fact: I've actually go ahead. What
Yeah.
were you saying? Go ahead.
No, I
I'll
would
let
no no but no
no
go.
no
No,
say it.
sorry. I just thought all right. Not okay. Not two first. Maybe one first. But I don't know if I would even do AD and maybe AD in one first. But I wouldn't go two first. Just because Jalen Brown is good, yes. But I think right now, I think you're if it depends on what your goal is. If you want to win, if you're looking to win in the foreseeable future, which means like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, whatever, I would stick with AD. I don't think Jalen Brown is someone who can carry a full team. I think he'll play good with LeBron. He'll be another piece to LeBron, but I don't know if I'm giving up AD and two first. But AD and one first, I could see that trade happening. That's all. That's all I
So,
was gonna say.
so I have actually mentioned a while back. I don't know if I mentioned on the maybe I
You did.
mentioned on the Lakers. No, 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 I said like the Lakers channel. I know I mentioned it on like my mother channel as it stands. I know I mentioned that for sure there. But after the Celtics Nets trade, I even mentioned like should the Lakers do the same deal for Anthony Davis? Um, and so basically, it'd be Jalen Brown, Marcus Smart for Anthony Davis in a first. Um,
I would
and
definitely do that.
yeah, so and I would do that in a heartbeat if that was possible. Again, it is some sort of fantasy 2K stuff, but here's the thing: as much as it might be
Marcus
fantasy,
Smart? Are you kidding me? Our
well,
defense would be crazy.
oh yeah, but
And our rebounding. That would help the rebounding problem as well.
yeah, well, here's the thing though, is that it might not be as
Marcus
far
Smart is a
fetched as it
gem.
sounds because one, the reason the Celtics wanted to include Jalen Brown in the Kevin Durant trade, because that's
Yeah,
why so many people were like, "What? Why would you trade Jalen Brown? Like he was like your best player in the finals for you." The
yeah,
reason is because they think Jalen Brown might leave because Jalen Brown isn't going to sign an extension because of the way that the extensions work. He
yeah.
actually would make more money opting out and signing a new contract.
Okay.
So he's never going to sign an extension. It's also one of the reasons. Remember when Dejounte Murray was traded
Yeah.
from the Spurs to the Hawks, and everyone was like,
Hmm.
"Why did they do that?"
Yeah.
One was because they wanted a tank, but two was because of the same reason Jalen Brown. Murray was not going to sign an extension, and they knew because they were a rebuilding team he would just walk.
Yeah.
So they couldn't risk. Um, they didn't want to risk it, so they were like, "Might as well get what we want and just tank now instead of tanking a year from now."
Yeah.
So so it's kind of the same idea and thought process of like, okay, like we just we trade Jalen Brown, we get a guy like Kevin Durant, we got him
Yeah.
locked up for the next 4 years. Okay, cool, we're good. Uh, so the reason I say like it might not be as fantasy as people think is because they're still going to be worried about Jalen Brown. Next
Yeah.
season is his final year. So do they trade him or do they risk him leaving for nothing? And two, the reason they think he's going to leave is because Jalen Brown wants to be a number one, but he's always going to be a number two as long as Tatum is on the Celtics. But if he goes to the Lakers, he could be a number one. LeBron kind of plays point guard. He gets to be kind of like the guy. Anthony Davis is a better two than one. You know, I'm not saying it would happen, but
Yeah.
it's not out of the realm of possibility. And if you're the Celtics, you could do worse than Anthony Davis. You know, you could do worse than
No, no,
Anthony Davis, Jalen Brown.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
again, it is a bit of fantasy land time,
Because
but
you like Brown more, right? You like Jalen Brown more than you
I like
like
Brown a
Tatum,
lot.
right?
I
You
think
like
I
more
think
than you like Tatum?
I like his mentality more. Tatum's a better player, but
Yeah.
Jalen Brown's mentality, he's just a dog. Jalen Brown is like, yeah,
Yeah.
I do agree that I think Jalen Brown could be a number one option on a championship team. I really do. I think he could be
Okay.
your number one guy if you have the right pieces around him. Um,
I like it. I like it.
let's revisit the Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish has been playing great. I don't know if they'll want to trade him anymore because he's been really good for them, but maybe. Uh, saw a crazy stat. Russ is 8% from 3-pointers, 22% field goal shooter. Yes. Worst Lakers shooting stat of any player in the last 50 years. Something needs to happen before players start to mentally check out. I agree. That's why I said I don't think you can force a trade right now. So I think I think you gotta move him to the bench. Bring him off the bench, try to figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Um, Russ for Oubre, Hayward, no picks. Charlotte. I wouldn't mind that at all. I like the Charlotte deal. I really do. I like Scotty Jr. as a playmaker. Not right now. I do think he has potential to be like a Trey Jones type of guy. I do. I do like him, but he's a rookie. Like you saw him in
Yeah.
preseason stuff.
You think
He's
he was a
not
little
ready.
overhyped? A little bit.
No, I mean he's undrafted, so he couldn't
Yeah.
have been that hyped. I just think I think people equated the name, because he's Scottie Pippen's son. So I think
Yeah.
that's what it is. He's not bad, and I do think he could turn. I don't think he's a starting point guard for like a contender, but I do think like he could be like like I said, like a Trey Jones off
He's
the
been playing
bench.
this season so far.
Yeah. So, um, uh, trade Russ now and others. Don't wait 20 games. Come 0-20 and a lot. We won't be 0-20. I mean, I'm not saying we'll be 10-20 or 10-10 or anything like that, but you're not going to lose 20 straight games. We're not that bad.
So
We'll
fun.
win. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go. And I just said so. Fun fact: we did so the poll that we did on the channel. So
Yeah.
most of the Lakers community fan base think they're going to win anywhere from 40 to I believe 65 games versus like 65. So like or no, sorry. So more like 40 to like 55 versus like 55 to 65 games.
Yeah.
So in the lower half. So I found that was interesting. That was interesting. Yeah, so most of you guys voted to win in the lower half, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Relax. Rob said if we go 20, trade them, make 17 more to go. Good luck, Lakers. Yeah. We don't need to rush. I know people want to. I know people panic, but there's small changes you can do without doing. Why can they not just make a trade now, man? I get waiting thing with seeing the other teams will be, but this team needs a trade now. We could be a legit contender with Shooter Bro. I agree, Snorlax. I do. And as much as I would love a trade, they got to stay patient. I know it's frustrating. I get it. I know it's frustrating, but here's the thing: any trade we do right now is going to be god awful because teams know we're panicked. Teams are going to know we're desperate. None of these deals are going to change the scope of things.
The narrative.
And as shitty as it sounds, in 20 games, you're going to have a lot of teams that are going to be willing to give up more than they would right now. Because in 20 games or whatever, you're going to have teams that are going to have to start making decisions because they're going to be like, okay, well, we're, the bottom half of the league right now. Let's start taking for the bottom. Let's unload some of these guys and kind of rebuild. Right. And then you're going to have some teams that are like, oh, we're actually pretty good. So let's do this. Right. Like today. And I have a video coming out in 10 minutes over on the As It Stands Lakers channel about Utah. Utah wants to re-explore trade with them. So you're going to start seeing more teams wanting to come out of the woodworks, and the Lakers are going to get better deals just by happenstance, just because Victor, stuff like that. Like it's frustrating right now. I do agree we need a trade. I really do, but we gotta remain patient. As frustrating as it is, we got to.
And the commissioner does not like that. The commissioner does not like tanking.
Not at all.
Yeah, and
there's nothing he can do about it. I know he's talked about like, oh, I'm going to be monitoring.
Yeah.
Like, how do you prove that? You know what I mean? Like that's my big thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to really prove that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
think it's just a scare tactic because he's gonna end up like finding teams and
you can do this, but let's say y'all would y'all trade the 2 picks for Terry Hayward, PJ Washington, and Josh Richardson? I think you mean can't. So I actually had somebody today, and I might actually do a video about it maybe tomorrow or later tonight.
Yes.
Somebody was asking me, is there a way that we could get like, a 3-team deal like that worked out, or like Buddy Hield and Miles Turner? And there are ways that they could do it. Now, will teams play ball? That's a different discussion. But theoretically, yes. If we could get Terry Hayward, PJ, and Josh Richardson, I would give up both picks every day, including Sunday. But so like give you a little insight is of the video. So like, there's a couple ways we could do it. So we could theoretically do the Pacers trade and do the Hornets trade. So let's say we took on Hayward, Oubre, and Terry Rozier, right? We wouldn't have to give up any draft picks because we're taking on 100 million in salary with Rozier, and we're taking
Okay.
on like 50 million in salary with Gordon Hayward. So we wouldn't
Okay.
have to give up any draft picks, right? Well, then we'd have both first round picks. What we could do then is take like Kelly Oubre and what would it be? What was it? It'd be like Kelly Oubre and maybe like Pat Bev
Yeah.
and send them to the Pacers for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner because Buddy Hield and Miles Turner make like 36 million, I think, collectively, something like
Yeah.
that. Where uh, Kelly Oubre makes, I believe, 18 million, something off the top of my head, and then Beverly makes like 12 million. So you basically have 29 million with the 125% rule. You could get there. You may have to throw in like a winning Gabriel or something like that, which is fine because you'd have to unload
Yeah.
guys anyway. So theoretically, you could end up with Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Buddy Hield, and Miles Turner in a 3-team deal. They
Yeah.
would be 2 separate deals, but you could work it out to where it could be all 3. You might have to do the each Pacers deal individually. So you might have to do like one first and like Patrick Beverly for Buddy Hield, and then do a separate trade, kind of like what they were going to do with Utah. You know, where they did a
Yeah.
separate trade for Patrick Beverly, and then they were going to do a separate trade for Russell Westbrook. Do the same thing,
Okay.
but theoretically speaking, not saying it will happen, but theoretically speaking, the Lakers could end up with all the good assets from the Hornets deal and all the good assets from the Pacers deal, and we basically just revamp your entire team. Is basically what it would be a complete roster haul. But I think I heard similar. Let's see. Rest in peace to this franchise. This franchise will be fine. They've been fine the last 75 years. They'll be fine even after this. Lakers should have done John Wall deal. He looked solid and would have only cost us a pick. It's not worth the deal. John Wall isn't that good. I mean, he's shooting as bad from 3 as Russ is. You know, he's a little better mid-range, but it wasn't worth a pick. It's not worth a pick. Celtics are never in a trillion years helping the Lakers. They might not have a choice, is my point. They're not just going to, out of the kindness of their heart, do something like that. But they might not have a choice. Chicago is killing New England. I know, and I have New England. I have them on a teaser, and I will lose my ass on this teaser. Patriots are terrible, getting just smacked right now. So that sucks. Let's see. I could see a scenario where Lakers don't get their first win till Jazz or Kings, with somehow they play. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't surprise. I mean, the way that it's going right now, it wouldn't surprise me either. You can't seriously believe the Celtics would ever in a trillion years send Jaylen Brown to the Lakers. If you really believe that, I'll just unsubscribe and leave now. Hey, I mean, you can do what you want to do, but it might not be up to them. Again, like if you're gonna unsubscribe and leave now because of that, you're gonna unsubscribe for something else. So I could give 2 shits if you stay or not. You know, like I could care less. Unsubscribe if you want. But yes, they might not have a choice. Is my point. Now, would they just like, oh, let me help the Lakers win a championship? No. But if Jaylen Brown's like, hey, I'm not signing an extension, I'm going to Lakers. What do you do if you're the Celtics? Tell them no.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather get something than nothing? You know, like sometimes you got to use your brain.
Yeah.
But is patient also not a good idea to trade Russ? Pelinka said they're looking to trade until 20-25 games. If Lakers are like 5-20 at that stage, the no trade is really going to help, in my opinion. I don't think so either. That's my biggest concern. It's my biggest concern. Let's see. Buddy Hield is not saving the Lakers. I agree. He's not saving that.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't say he's trash, but one shooter is not going to save the day. It's just not. It's not going to save anything. How have the Spurs and Jazz actually been winning? No. The media told me that they were taking still think they will, but pretty weird beginning of the season. It is. I mean, like I said, I mean, if you look at like the landscape of the NBA, like everybody's kind of equally shitty, I guess. Um,
Yeah,
like nobody's really like that, like this beating team.
yeah,
Everybody's kind of just even middle of the pack type thing, and that's the issue. But I feel it, Rich. Spurs versus Jazz, Western Conference Final confirmed now, right? Right. I mean, that's how it's shaping up. I mean,
that would be so
did the
funny.
Jazz did the Jazz win again today? Oh no, they lost today. They almost won again today. Uh, they almost started the season 4-0. But that's why it makes sense that Utah's like Danny Ainge now wants to talk to the Lakers again about a trade because and I heard all like I made that video not about the trade but about like Danny Ainge like messing it up. Like and I had all the Jazz fans coming in and going, "Oh, look, you're this, that, that." Now look, now Danny Ainge is crawling on his knees asking for the Lakers to fucking trade again. Like, yeah, look, don't you feel stupid?
Right?
Uh, if we take on
Trying to get rid of all his good pieces.
yeah, that's right. Try and do. If we take on all this long term salary, would we hypothetically have enough cap space for Kyrie next season? Also, if the Nets keep losing and our picks are gone, where does that leave us? So, one, it depends if the Lakers truly believe that he's coming. Two, um, it depending on what you have, you could
Yeah,
probably still work out a trade. Because here's the thing, like the Nets can't afford to have Kyrie walk, right? Sorry, my throat's getting a little groggy. I had a sore throat today, but if like let's say Kyrie walks, the Nets are screwed because the
yeah,
Nets would have no cap space because they still have Ben Simmons and Kevin Durant on maxes,
yeah.
not to mention Joe Harris. So they have no cap space, so they have no way to
Really,
replace him.
really quick, just quick thought. Do you think it's weird that Ben Simmons is on a max?
No, because at the time that they gave him a max, he was solid. Like he was like a legit dude.
Okay,
Like, you know,
that yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah.
sorry.
So
Continue. I'm sorry. I just want to see what you.
yeah, no worries. But so let's say we did the Hornets deal, right? And we get let's say Kelly Oubre, Terry Rozier, and Gordon Hayward, right? If you're the Nets, right? Would you want to lose Kyrie for nothing, or would you want like a maybe Terry Rozier and wait until the offseason, wait till after draft day and get Terry Rozier in the Lakers draft pick? Because Lakers can't trade the draft pick this year's draft pick this season because the Pelicans have a pick swap. But you could do like, hey, you're going to lose Kyrie Irving and you're cap strapped for the next 4+ years. Even if you trade
Yeah,
Kevin Durant, whatever you get in that Kevin Durant deal is going to be long term salary because you're trying to rebuild. So you're going to get like, say, a Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart or whatever. Like, cool. But, um, would you rather have a Terry Rozier that, yes, he's not Kyrie Irving, but at least gives you some scoring, at least gives you some playmaking, at least gives you something? My point is that they could still work out some type of deal if they needed to, some type of deal.
yeah.
But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But it is something to keep an eye on with the Nets because the Nets definitely have to do something if they keep losing because Kyrie's gonna walk and Kevin Durant's gonna want traded again. So we could be looking at a team that just falls apart. But anyway, any last little parting words or anything? We caught up to the chat, and so we'll skate on out of here. But anything else you want to mention
We
before
need
we
to
go? Anything you want to say to anybody?
we need to be 2-3. 2-3. Let's do 2-3. Let's
Do it. Let's do it. Let's win the next two. I believe. I believe.
Absolutely.
I believe. But all right. Well, that being said, thank you all so very much as always for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, all that fun stuff. You guys know how it works. Hopefully, we get some W's. That would be nice. But we will see you all